Welcome to Udable.com.
Do you ever feel like your brain is just buzzing? Like a crowded railway station, maybe?
Yeah.
With 100 trains trying to leave all at once?
Oh, absolutely.
Juggling tasks, remembering errands, planning projects.
Yeah.
It can get really overwhelming, can't it?
It really can. So much coming at us all the time.
Well, today we're taking a deep dive into something that might help. Getting things done, or, GTD. It's a method created by David Allen.
That's right.
And it's basically a system designed to help you clear your mind, boost your productivity, without all that usual stress, hopefully.
Yeah, our mission today is simple, really. We want to give you a clear roadmap of this GTD method.
Okay.
We'll explore why our minds often feel so cluttered, and then give you some really practical, actionable steps. Straight from the source, David Allen's work.
Steps to regain control and focus?
Exactly. Think of it as like a shortcut to feeling calmer and getting more done, a more productive you.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Well, in our modern world, work often doesn't really have clear boundaries anymore, does it?
Not at all. It blends right into life.
You've got emails, messages, family stuff, responsibilities changing all the time. It all just floods in. It feels like our in-tray is just never empty. Whether it's, the physical one on the desk or the digital one in our email inbox.
It's this always-on feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Globalization, working from anywhere, all our gadgets. It means constant potential distractions.
Right. And David Allen points out something interesting in his book. He says that often it's the really smart, creative people who struggle most with procrastination.
Why is that?
Because their minds create these huge, scary nightmare scenarios about complex projects.
So the bigness of it freezes them.
Exactly. It makes you freeze up, avoid starting altogether.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how our minds actually work. Our brains, they're brilliant at having ideas, spotting patterns, being creative.
Right.
But they're actually quite terrible at holding on to all those ideas and remembering every single thing we need to do.
Like a computer's memory.
Exactly like that. David Allen calls it our brain's RAM, the short-term memory. And it gets full, constantly full.
Which leads to stress and lack of focus?
Precisely. When that mental RAM is just overloaded, it genuinely messes with our ability to focus and perform well.
So what's the ideal state then?
Allen calls it mind like water. Imagine a pond you throw a pebble in, it ripples, then it settles back to calm.
Okay, so it responds appropriately but doesn't stay disturbed.
Exactly. Clear, calm, ready to respond to whatever comes your way without being overwhelmed. It means you can be fully present in what you're doing right now.
That mind like water sounds amazing, a dream state for many of us, I think.
It really is achievable, though.
So how do we get there? What's the core idea in GTD that makes it different?
Well, the fundamental shift is this. Your mind is for having ideas, not holding them. That's the mantra.
Okay, get it out of your head.
Yes. GTD gives you a practical system, a trusted place outside your head to put everything.
And that frees up your mind.
It frees your mind to actually do the important work, rather than just spin its wheels worrying about all the stuff you might need to do.
Makes sense.
And David Allen breaks this down into 5 surprisingly simple steps.
Okay, what are they?
Capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and engage.
Capture, clarify, organize, reflect, engage.
Right.
Right, let's walk through those. First one, capture. What does that actually involve?
Capture means getting absolutely everything that had your attention. Big stuff, small stuff, personal, professional, everything out of your head and into a trusted in-tray.
An in-tray, that could be physical or digital?
Yes, exactly. Physical, papers, notes you jot down, voice memos, emails, messages, anything that represents something you need to do or decide on. The key is getting it out of your head fast.
And you shouldn't have too many places where you capture things.
Ideally, minimize the number of collection points. Have just a few in-trays, but make sure they're super easy to access, always at hand.
Okay.
And a really powerful technique he suggests is the mind sweep. You literally sit down with a stack of paper or open a document and just write down every single thing that's bouncing around in your head. Every task, idea, worry, commitment, one item per piece of paper, ideally.
Wow, just empty it all out.
It truly helps clear that mental RAM we talked about.
That sounds like a great starting point, but I can imagine some people thinking, whoa, that's a lot of effort just to write things down.
It might seem like it initially.
What's the biggest mistake people make when they try to capture everything? What stops them?
I think the biggest misconception is thinking you need to organize it while you're capturing it.
Trying to do 2 steps at once.
Exactly. No, just get it out. The goal here is quantity, not quality. Don't judge it. Don't prioritize it yet. Just collect it.
So don't filter.
Don't filter. People often stop because they start trying to figure out what to do with the item right then and there, and that jams up the whole capture process, which naturally leads us right into the second step. Yeah. Clarify.
Okay, that makes sense. Don't overthink capture. Just get it down. So once we've captured all this stuff, what's next? Clarify.
Precisely. Once you've collected it all, you look at each item one by one, process your in tray, and you ask two crucial questions.
What are they?
First, what is it? Is it actionable? Do I need to do something about this? And if it is actionable, the second really important question is, what's the very next physical action I need to take?
The very next physical action, not the whole project, just the next step.
Exactly. That's key to getting unstuck. What's the immediate visible activity?
And this is where that famous 2-minute rule fits in, right?
Yes. It's incredibly powerful.
It sounds great, but if you're already feeling overwhelmed, how do you stop yourself feeling like you're just adding more little tasks to your plate by always jumping on these quick things?
That's a fair question. But the 2-minute rule is actually about reducing your load. Here's how it works. If the next action takes less than 2 minutes, do it the moment you've clarified it. Right then and there.
Yeah.
If it's replying to a quick email, just send it. Making a short phone call, make it now. Filing a document, file it.
So it clears it off your radar completely.
Exactly. You don't put it back in your head, you don't add it to a list, it's done, finished. That actually reduces mental clutter instantly. But you're right, not everything is a 2-minute task.
Or maybe it's not even something I should be doing.
Correct. So what happens then? If it takes longer than 2 minutes, or it's not for you.
What are the options?
For actionable items taking longer than 2 minutes, you have 3 main choices. You can still do it if you have the time and energy right now, or you can delegate it, give it to someone else who is the right person.
Okay.
Or you defer it. This means putting it into your trusted system to handle later. We'll talk about where those deferred items go in a moment.
Right. And what about things that aren't actionable? Stuff you captured but don't need to do anything about?
Good point. For those non-actionable items, you also have 3 options. First, trash it. If you don't need it, get rid of it. Be ruthless.
Declutter.
Absolutely. Second, you can incubate it. This is for things you might want to do someday, but not now. Think of a someday maybe list. Or maybe it's something time-sensitive for the future, which could go into what Allen calls a tickler file.
A tickler file? What's that?
It's basically a simple reminder system. Could be physical folders dated for the future or a digital calendar reminder. It tickles your memory on a specific date when you actually need to see that item again.
Okay, like a reminder for later.
Exactly. And the third option for non-actionable items is reference. This is information you need to keep, maybe for a project or just general knowledge, but it doesn't require any action itself right now. You just need to be able to find it easily later.
So every single item gets a decision. Nothing goes back into the pile undecided.
That's the goal. Process your in-trays to 0 regularly. Every item finds its place.
I see. Processing everything, not just collecting. Which brings us neatly to step 3. Organize. How do we build this external brain you talked about?
Right. Being organized in GTD means that where something is located, physically or digitally, matches what it means to you. It's about creating that reliable external system.
So you don't have to rely on your memory.
Exactly. And a really core part of this is the projects list. Now, a project in GTD terms is simply any outcome you want to achieve that requires more than one action step.
More than one step makes it a project. Could be big or small.
Could be huge, like launch new product line, or quite small, like plan birthday party. If it takes multiple actions, it's a project. And remember this crucial distinction. You don't do a project.
You don't do a project.
No, you only do actions related to that project. Your projects list is just a list of the outcomes you're committed to finishing. It's a reminder of the finish lines. The actual work lives on your action lists.
Okay, that takes the pressure off somehow. Thinking next action instead of huge project.
It really does. It makes it manageable.
So where do the actions go? What about things that need doing on a specific day or time? That's the calendar, right?
Absolutely. Your calendar is sacred territory in GTD. It's only for things that have to happen on a specific day or at a specific time.
Like appointments.
Appointments, yes. Or day-specific tasks like submit report on Friday. But don't clutter your calendar with things you hope to do on a certain day. If it's just an aspiration, it belongs elsewhere. If it's on your calendar, it's a hard landscape, non-negotiable commitment for that time or day.
Okay, keep the calendar clean. So where do most of the other actions go? The ones we deferred?
Most of your deferred actions go on to next actions lists, and these are typically organized by context.
Context, what do you mean?
The tool, place, or person you need to have available to do the action. So you might have a list for at calls, all the calls you need to make.
Okay.
Or at computer tasks you need your computer for. At errands for when you're out and about.
Yep.
Maybe at office, at home. Or even agendas lists for specific people you need to talk to or meetings you have coming up.
So when you're in a certain context, say at your computer, you just look at your computer list.
Precisely. You see only the actions you can do right then and there. It makes choosing what to do much easier.
That's clever. And what about things we've delegated? How do we keep track of those?
For anything you've delegated or are waiting on from someone else, you need a waiting for list.
Ah, so you don't forget you're waiting for that report or that callback.
Exactly. It's a simple list. Who you're waiting on, what you're waiting for, and the date you delegated or requested it. It lets you follow up effectively and ensures things don't fall through the cracks just because they're off your plate temporarily.
Okay, that covers actions, projects, calendar, waiting for. What about that reference material we mentioned?
Right, the reference items. For those, you need a simple, easy-to-use filing system, both physical for papers and digital for electronic files. It needs to be your personal library of information.
And the key is easy retrieval.
Easy retrieval and easy filing. You should be able to file something away in literally under a minute without having to think too hard about where it goes. A simple AZ system often works best.
Why is that so important?
Because if filing is difficult or time-consuming, you'll just end up with piles of stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Physical piles, digital piles, and those piles create psychological clutter, that background noise in your head. An effective reference system lets you store potentially useful info without guilt or mental drag.
Got it. So we've captured, clarified, organized. Now step 4, reflect. This sounds like where you make sure the system stays alive. What's the weekly review?
The weekly review is honestly probably the absolute critical success factor for making GTD work long-term. It's non-negotiable.
The linchpin.
It really is. It's your dedicated time, usually once a week, to step back, look at the whole system, and get everything clean, clear, current, and complete.
Clean, clear, current, complete. I like that.
It's like clearing the decks before a big trip, but you do it every single week. Because let's face it, things can get messy pretty quickly in just a few days of busy work, right?
Definitely.
The weekly review is what gives you the confidence that everything is captured and under control, allowing you to truly relax and disengage the rest of the time, knowing nothing important is slipping through the cracks.
So what actually happens during this review? What do you do?
It involves several key things. You gather and process all your loose papers and notes that have accumulated. You empty all your in-trays, physical and digital, down to zero.
Ah, applying the clarify and organize steps to anything new.
Exactly. You also do another quick mind sweep to get any new thoughts out of your head. Then you review and update all your lists. Next actions, projects, waiting for, someday maybe. You look at your calendar, past and future.
Making sure everything is up to date.
Yes, ensuring it's all current. But it's not just about catching up. It's also about proactively looking ahead, thinking about the upcoming week, reviewing your projects, maybe identifying new next actions. It's your time to recalibrate and confirm your priorities.
Okay, that sounds incredibly valuable. So once all this is humming along, captured, clarified, organized, reviewed, how does that change how we actually do things day to day? Step 5. Engage.
Engage is where it all comes together. With all your commitments out of your head and processed into a system you trust, you can actually rely on your intuition much more when deciding what to do at any given moment.
Less guesswork, more confidence.
Precisely. You move from just hoping you're working on the right thing to trusting that you are, because you know your system holds everything else. This frees up so much mental energy for the task at hand.
So how do you choose what to engage with?
You'll generally consider 4 criteria, often in this order.
Yeah.
First, your current context. Where are you? What tools do you have? E.g., are you at your computer? On the phone? Out running errands?
Okay, context first.
Second, time available. How much time do you have before your next commitment? Third, energy available. How much mental or physical capacity do you have right now?
Right, sometimes you just don't have the brain power for a heavy task.
Exactly. And fourth, priority. Given the context, time, and energy, what's the most important thing you can do from your available options? This model lets you fluidly pick the best action from your lists at any given moment.
And how does this connect back to, the bigger picture, our goals and stuff?
That's where David Allen's 6-level model for reviewing work comes in. It's like different altitudes of perspective.
Altitudes.
Yeah. Think of ground level, that's your current Next, actions and calendar items.
Yeah.
Horizon 1 is your list of current projects. Horizon 2 is your areas of focus and responsibility. The roles you have, like parent, manager, health.
Okay, broader roles.
Horizon 3 is your 1-2 year goals. Horizon 4 is your longer term, a 3 to 5 year vision. And Horizon 5 is your ultimate life purpose and principles.
Wow, from daily tasks right up to life purpose.
Exactly. GTD helps you ensure alignment. But interestingly, Allen emphasizes a bottom-up approach.
Meaning start with the small stuff.
Yes. By consistently managing the ground level, capturing, clarifying, organizing those daily actions and emails, you clear the mental static. That frees up bandwidth to think more clearly and effectively about those higher horizons, your bigger goals and values. Get the runway clear before you try to take off.
That makes a lot of sense. Clear the clutter to see the path ahead.
You got it.
Now, beyond just managing tasks, GTD also offers a really neat way to approach bigger projects. You mentioned the natural planning model.
Yes. David Allen observed how our brains naturally plan things when we're not stressed about them, like planning a dinner party or a vacation. He distilled this into 5 phases.
What are they?
1, defining purpose and principles. 2, outcome visioning. 3, brainstorming. 4, organizing. And 5, identifying next actions.
Okay, starting with purpose.
Absolutely. The first 2 steps are incredibly powerful for any project. First, you clearly define the purpose, the why. Why are you doing this project? What's the driving reason?
Why is the why so important?
Knowing your why defines what success looks like. It helps you make decisions along the way, it aligns resources, and most importantly, it provides motivation. As Allen says, without a clear purpose, you have no game to win.
Right. And the second step, outcome visioning.
This is envisioning the what. What does success look and feel like? You vividly imagine the project completed successfully. What would you see, hear, feel?
This isn't just wishful thinking.
No, it's more than that. When you clearly visualize the desired outcome, you actually engage your subconscious mind, particularly the reticular activating system in your brain.
The what system?
The reticular activating system. Think of it as a filter. Once you tell it what done looks like, it starts unconsciously noticing things in your environment. Resources, opportunities, ideas that relate to achieving that outcome. Things that were maybe always there, but you just didn't notice them before.
Wow, so defining the what actually helps your brain find the how.
Precisely. It activates your brain's natural problem-solving abilities even before you consciously figure out all the steps. After that, you move into brainstorming, just generating as many ideas as possible. No judgment.
Quantity over quality again.
At first, yes. Then you organize those brainstormed ideas into a logical structure or plan. And finally, you identify the very next physical actions to get the project moving.
It sounds so much more creative and less daunting than traditional project planning sometimes feels.
It really leverages how our minds naturally work best.
This whole GTD thing, it feels like it goes way beyond just being productive at work. It seems deeply connected to, well, personal well-being too.
It absolutely is. That's one of its most profound aspects.
How so?
Think about the anxiety and guilt many of us carry around. Allen argues that a lot of that stress comes from broken agreements with ourselves.
Broken agreements.
Yeah, commitments we made to ourselves. I should call mom. I need to fix that leaky faucet. I ought to research that course. But they're just floating around in our heads as vague worries, often unremembered specifically. We just feel this background hum of things undone.
I recognize that feeling.
GTD helps you deal with those agreements head on. By capturing everything, you become aware of them. Then, by clarifying and organizing, you either decide to do them and put them in your system, delegate them, defer them consciously, or decide not to do them right now and renegotiate that agreement with yourself with integrity.
So you're either doing it or you've consciously decided not to, which removes the guilt.
Exactly. Getting it all out of your head and making clear decisions about each item brings a huge sense of relief and mental peace.
And I remember reading there's actual science backing this up. It's not just a nice idea.
Oh, definitely. Research in cognitive science strongly supports the core principles of GTD. The idea that our working memory, that RAM, is extremely limited is well established.
Right. Our brains aren't for holding ideas.
Exactly. Externalizing tasks, getting them out of your head and into a trusted system, demonstrably reduces cognitive load.
Frees up mental energy.
Significantly.
Yeah.
It frees up resources for higher level thinking, creativity, and problem solving. It also ties into concepts like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's flow theory.
Flow state. Being totally absorbed.
Yes. GTD helps create the conditions for flow by providing clear goals, your next actions and project outcomes, and minimizing distractions, because everything else is captured and managed.
And you mentioned self-efficacy, confidence.
Yes, Albert Bandura's concept of self-efficacy, your belief in your own ability to succeed in specific situations. Every time you capture, clarify, organize, and complete a next action, you're building small wins. You're proving to yourself that you can manage your commitments.
That builds confidence over time.
It really does. And this builds what positive psychology calls psychological capital, or PsyCap.
PsyCap, what's that made of?
It's generally seen as having 4 key components: self-efficacy, confidence, optimism, positive outlook, hope, perseverance towards goals, and resilience, bouncing back from adversity.
Okay, and how does GTD build all 4?
Well, completing actions builds self-efficacy, like we said. Seeing your projects list move forward, especially after a weekly review, fosters optimism. Having a trusted system to handle whatever life throws at you cultivates hope that you can achieve your goals. And when things inevitably go wrong or plans change, your organized system gives you the structure and clarity to adapt quickly, which builds resilience.
So it's not just about getting more done, it's about building these internal resources for well-being and better performance overall.
That's a huge part of its power, yes.
So the journey with GTD, it sounds like learning any new skill, maybe like driving a car. First, it feels a bit clunky and you have to think about every step.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. It might feel awkward at first. You have to consciously remember, capture, clarify, organize.
Then with practice, it becomes more automatic.
Exactly. The habits start to form. You reach for your capture tool without thinking. You naturally ask, what's the next action?
And eventually, it becomes second nature, and you can use the system to navigate complex situations with more grace and achieve bigger things.
That's the goal. Mastery isn't about doing GTD perfectly. It's about having the system support you fluidly. It's about consistent practice, building those habits. Even small steps make a difference.
Right. It's a practice, not a one-time fix.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's try and recap our deep dive then. The core idea, the absolute foundation, is your mind is for having ideas, not holding them.
Get it out of your head.
And the 5 steps to make that happen are, first, capture everything that has your attention into a trusted tool or in tray.
Everything, big or small.
Second, clarify what each item is. Is it actionable? If yes, what's the very next physical action? And use that 2-minute rule for quick wins.
Decide its fate. Don't put it back in the in tray.
Third, organize it. Put actions on next action list by context, or delegate them, or defer them to your calendar. Put project outcomes on a projects list. File reference material so you can find it. Track things you're waiting for.
Create that trusted external brain.
Fourth, reflect. Review your system regularly, especially with that crucial weekly review to keep everything clean, clear, current, and complete.
Stay oriented, stay current.
And fifth, engage. Make confident choices about what to do based on your context, time available, energy level, and priorities. Trusting your system holds the rest.
Choose your actions with confidence. And by applying these simple, consistent behaviors, you really do gain immense clarity. You reduce that background stress, you become more productive, and you empower yourself to focus on and achieve what truly matters to you.
It's about taking responsibility, isn't it? Defining what you're actually committed to.
Yes, and moving everything towards clarity and completion.
Well, this deep dive into getting things done definitely offers a powerful roadmap, I think. A way to find calm and productivity in what feels like an increasingly complex world. It really does feel like applying common sense, just systematically.
It is, fundamentally. It's common sense, rigorously applied. Maybe consider this thought as we wrap up. What's just one small thing, maybe something nagging you right now that you could capture or clarify? Just one item.
Like right after listening.
Yeah, just try it. See if you feel even a tiny bit of that mind like water feeling. Because it really does start with just one step at a time.
That's a great closing thought. Start small, feel the benefit. We hope this deep dive has sparked some useful ideas for you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,
and keep getting things done.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like our video, kindly click on the like and share button. For any queries or remarks, kindly comment in the box. Subscribe to us for our latest updates.